Mbappe will flop at Real Madrid. That's what some Real Madrid fans are predicting for the upcoming season. I tweeted yesterday asking Real Madrid fans to come up with their hot takes for the upcoming season for me to react to. And I can't lie, there were some crazier than others. Some were, you know what, a good debate to have, and some were I'm not even going to bother responding to. Thank you so much for everyone who even took part of it. And in this video, I'll be reacting to the hottest of hot takes for the upcoming Real Madrid season. Before I go any further, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And also comment on the specific hot takes that I'm about to mention. If you've got your own takes on them, just comment down and I'll of course respond to them. Back to the video. The first tweet is from Sakib Maghboul, and he said Rodrigo will leave for City before the season has even started. Hey, that's a hot take of all hot takes, I can't lie. I disagree, man. I don't see Rodrigo leaving this summer. If you said Rodrigo will leave in the next 2 years, 3 years, next season, I would hear it. I would agree with you because I've said it before. I said it last season that I see him potentially leaving, whether for City or any other club, but most likely City. But for him to leave this summer before the season has even started, nah, never in a million years. He himself wouldn't want to go. Madrid wouldn't even allow it to happen. So nah, this summer, nah, I'm not with you on that one, bro. Then we have my boy on Twitter, Los Blancos Zone, and he said Arda Guler will be a starter by the end of this season. That one I can see happening. That one I feel like, depending on the formation, depending on what we do, I feel like Arda Guler's role for next season, I think it will be much greater than what a lot of people expect. I don't see him having the same role as he did last season, not having the chances. You saw what he did in the last couple months where he got his chance, he ran with it. In the Euros, he did amazingly there. I feel like his role next season, depending on what we do, if we play the 4-3-3 for next season, and if we continue that for the whole season, I feel like he will be a starter on the right-hand side. I think he might take Rodrigo's position, just because of the fact that I feel like both of them will be fighting for that right-hand side. But if we play the diamond formation, I don't see him starting in that midfield. I think it'll be hard to put him in that midfield, unless he might play the Luka Modric role, but then Luka Modric is still with us. Maybe when Luka Modric retires next season, he might have a bit more chances the following season. So yeah, that one depends on the formation. 4-3-3, I agree. If we don't play 4-3-3, I don't see it happening. Then we have Elias ESP16, and he said we will win our first treble in our history. Bro, that shouldn't be a hot take, man. I can see it happening, bro. Bro, I've had thoughts about it. I've dreamt about it. I've visualized it. I can see it happening, bro. Like now with Mbappe, once we get centre back, I feel like this team will be complete, bro. No weaknesses in this team from top to bottom. So if we get a centre back, 100%. If we don't, then it becomes a question mark, because I feel like injuries to certain players, especially either a Rodrigo or Militao or Tchouameni, I think will impact our season massively. Then we have my boy as well, the Comp Goat. He said we'll start the season with a 4-3-3 formation and bin it after 5 to 6 games. I might even think it might be less than that, bro. I don't see us, the whole 4-3-3, I don't think we should ever start that. I understand why, because you want to play Rodrigo on the right hand side, but then again, you're restricting your best quality, which was last season, which was the midfield. The reason why we won everything last season is because of the midfield, because of Toni Kroos, Fede, Tchouameni, Camavinga, and of course Jude playing in that 10 position. If you change the formation to 4-3-3, not only are you changing Jude's position, but you're also taking away another midfielder to basically complement another forward. And defensively, I think we're not going to be the same. In terms of dictating the tempo of the game, we're not going to be the same. System-wise, it's going to change. So I do agree with you. I think we might happen maybe in the first couple games. So let's see. But I do agree with you. I think we will start with 4-3-3 because Ancelotti would want to start Rodrigo. And then after a couple of games, I think we'll change to the usual formation, which is the diamond formation. Then we have Mikel JSO, and he said if Madrid doesn't win the Champions League plus another trophy, whether a Copa del Rey or the league, it will be a huge disappointment. I mean, if you look at it on paper, I agree, it will be a disappointment because of the fact we won the Champions League last season, and if we don't win it, if we don't replicate that this season or do even better, it might be perceived as a disappointment in front of everyone. I get that, but at the same time, maybe put it into context. Let's say we lost the league in the last game of the season. Let's say we won the league, but we lost the Champions League final. would it still be a disappointment? The context matters in this matter. Let's say half of a team got injured. You know what I mean? Context matters. Let's say Mbappe gets injured, ACL, or any one of those players, God forbids. Context matters. If everyone's healthy, and they perform at the level that we all know, or underperform, whatever, performance-wise doesn't matter. But if everyone's healthy and we still don't win and replicate what we did last season, then I agree. I think this next season will be a disappointment. Then we have MNYOK, and he said Brahim Diaz should leave Real Madrid and shine somewhere else. I don't even think that's a hot take, bro. Brahim's chance is not going to be his last season. But at the same time, I think his role will be very crucial, especially in that second team. Because then again, bro, like if you go back to the 16-17, most specifically, I think that's the biggest example to use. The A team never really started most of the games, starting from February, March, April. It was always the second team, the likes of Morata, James, Kovacic, Isco, Marco Asensio. So I think Brahim Diaz will have a very important role in the B team. But if he wants to start, he's not going to be starting for Real Madrid. But I don't think his games will be reduced massively compared to last season. I still feel he'll get his game time in that B team. But if you're talking about starting, then he's not going to be starting. Then we have Luke Wed, and he said Jude will have more GAs than last season. This one I can't lie. This one has been debated since Mbappe's arrival. Will Jude's productivity and numbers decrease since Mbappe's here? Everyone thinks that's what's going to happen because maybe his role will change. He will not play as a 10. He will maybe play as an 8. Which, to be fair, if you watched Real Madrid specifically last season, he wasn't always the 10-10-10. His role was literally... Bro, he was playing everywhere, bro. He was sometimes defending, connecting the ball from deep, progressing with it. He was doing a lot of things last season. So, but I do agree with that. The reason why I agree with this is because the other team now, they are unsure who to mark. Last season... the main focus was, of course, let's mark Jude. You can't afford that now with Mbappe being there. Because Mbappe, bro, he will be playing around the 9 and he will be moving around. Because, you know, Mbappe's movement is elite. Mbappe's movement is absolute incredible. In my opinion, it's 10 out of 10 when he is willing and confident to play, bro. In that case, Mbappe will be double teamed most of the time by the two centre-backs. So Jude will have a lot of space for him to roam around. And I feel like he will get a lot of chances next season to score assists. So I kind of agree. I feel like his numbers will be higher than what... surprisingly enough, I think it will be higher than what it was this season. Then we have Stain Noah 4. He said Kylian Mbappe would break every goal-scoring record in his first season. That one, I don't know, man. That one is tough to say. I kind of hear it because of the fact the space that he's going to get. Like I said about Jude. Because again, I think defenders next season, they will have the worst time of their life. Because they're not sure who to double team. Is it going to be Mbappe, Vinicius Jr., Rodrigo, Jude coming in around inside the box? So I feel like for next season, I feel like there's going to be a lot of zonal marking where teams are trying to defend Real Madrid. So I don't think it's going to be double teamed, triple teamed. That's why I do feel Mbappe's going to get the space, similar to Jude. But him breaking records in his first season, that's going to be tough, bro. That's going to be tough. For him to have the greatest debut season, he's basically have to do what Jude has done last season. Would he do that? I can see it happening. So that one, I'm 50-50 with. Then we have Real Madrid Casper 17, and he said, one of our main midfielders will leave because they are irritated about the lack of minutes. Ooh, that's a hot take. Who are you referring to? Because you can only be referring to 4 players. And that's Jude, Fede, Tchouaméni, Camavinga. Jude is not going to leave because he's going to get his minutes. Fede is not going to leave because he's a starter. You're basically implying that either one of Tchouaméni and Camavinga will be leaving. They both signed an extension. They both will get that minutes for sure. And Real Madrid, they value them very, very highly. I don't see it, bro. Nah. That's a hot take. I can't lie. That's a hot take. But nah, that would never happen. Then we have Real Resurrection. And he said this team will perform underwhelming and introducing a Galactico too many, just like 2002, 2003. I see the vision behind the take. The reason why I would have to disagree with this vision is because if you go back to 2002, 2003, we basically sold our most important midfielder and the reason why the system was perfect when we won the Champions League in 2002. And that is the GOAT of the defensive midfielders, Makelele. We sold him. We signed Bex. We basically told Figo to basically play as a 10 and have Bex on the right-hand side. Sometimes it'll be Beck playing as a centre mid. Now, it's not like that. We have defensive-minded players in Tchouameni, Camavinga, Fede. So, I understand it, but let's be real. The only really Galactico signing we made is Mbappe. I don't feel like the system's going to change massively because we're basically removing one player, Rodrigo, and adding Mbappe, and the shape of the midfield is still the same in Tchouameni, Camavinga, Fede, and Jude. It's not like in 2002 where the whole reason for this system, Mr. system in Makelele, we sold him to get a right winger. This one is quite different, so I disagree. I hear where you're coming from, but I disagree. Then we have Ahmed Abdulrazak, and he said Fede Valverde will be our best player next season. Is that a hot take, bro? Is this a surprise? I mean, last season, in my personal opinion, I know some people disagreed because they wanted Jude and Vinny to be number 1. Bro, go back to my last video where I ranked every single Real Madrid player from 1 to 24. Fede was number 1. Fede is our most important player. So for him to be the best player next season, for the eye of the casuals and the non-Madrid fans, yes, because his numbers will never be as high as Mbappe, Vinny, Jude, Rodrigo, and everyone else. But the real Madrid fans, they know, bro, without Fede, this team will not be the same. So I agree, bro. Fede is always our most important player. The best player, I don't know, but our most important player, 100%. Then we have Sabo625 New. He said keeping Lunin should have been our biggest priority this summer after signing Mbappe. This one I kind of agree with, but I don't blame Real Madrid because they can't really force Lunin to stay as a second backup, bro. Because, bro, Lunin can't be satisfied to be a backup after the season that he had last season. Last season, he was amongst the best keepers in the world, bro. So for him to have the season as he did last season and now be happy with the backup role, it's not going to happen. I know what you're saying. Real Madrid should do their absolute best to keep him, but Real Madrid can't force him to stay. I don't think Real Madrid can convince him to stay unless they say, yo, Lunin, we're about to maybe rotate between you and Treble. That's not going to happen. I don't think Carlo will do a rotation. 1 game for you, 1 game for me. That's not going to happen. And for Lunin's career, the best way for him is to leave. Then we have Johnny868, and he said, we are going to suffer in big games without Toni Kroos. Bro, that's not a hot take, bro. That's straight facts. I think everyone knows that. I think Toni Kroos was the main system for Real Madrid last season. And everyone knows that for heading into next season, the system will change. Everything about Real Madrid will change compared to last season. So that one, 100%, that's not even a hot take. That is as cold as it gets. Then we have Godwin Belima. He said Mbappe next season will not be appreciated in any case because he's coming to a team which has only lost 2 games last season. Bro, I fully agree with you. I feel like Mbappe is in a lose-lose situation. That's nothing he can do to impress unless he wins a treble. I feel like if Mbappe scores 50, 60, 70 goals and Madrid doesn't win the Champions League, no one's going to say, oh, Mbappe had a successful season, because they will only look at the fact that he didn't win the Champions League. They wouldn't care of the fact he scored 70 goals. They're like, what, you never won the Champions League? Then your goals didn't really matter. But if Madrid did win the Champions League and he scored maybe 20 or 30 goals, then they'll say, well, your goals didn't really have an impact. You didn't score the final. They didn't score the semi-final. That means Real Madrid carried you. So in any way possible, his situation will be the toughest, bro. He's going into a season, in my opinion, as a superstar, which is the toughest that anyone has ever been into. Because anything that he does will be literally microscoped and analyzed 1 by 1. He has to score a hat-trick every game for him to showcase is a successful season, even though it shouldn't be like that. But it's tough for him next season. But I agree with the hot take. And last but not least, the person himself who said Mbappe will flop. He said Mbappe won't work at Real Madrid because his play style is too selfish. And Madrid are a system that works and he doesn't fit into it. But let me just tell you one thing right now. That will never happen. Mbappe will not flop at Real Madrid. Don't even have that thoughts, because that is what the neutrals want you to think. That's what the casuals want you to think. That's what the rival fans want you to think. That's what the haters want you to think. They want you to think that Mbappe will flop next season. They want you to think that he's a selfish player. He's an ego player. He's going to play. He's not going to play for the team. He's going to be selfish. He's not going to pass the ball. He's not going to help the team players. That's what they want you to think. Don't have those thoughts. Mbappe next season will be one of the most selfless players in our team. I'm very, very sure he would sacrifice his own numbers for the team just because it's his first season. This is not Paris Saint-Germain where you're the captain, that you dictate the signings and everyone else, the penalties, the free kicks and everyone else. No. If we get a free kick, you're not taking it. If we get a penalty, we're debating about it. I still think you should take it, but we're debating about it. Chill out. If we get a chance, make the right decision. So I feel like Mbappe knows that. That's why in the press conference, he said the right things. I don't think he said the right things to basically gas up and fake it to the Madrid fans. I think he really meant it because this is his dream club and he's not going to screw it over. So I disagree with what you said. But guys, this has been me reacting to all the hot takes of Real Madrid into next season. If you want to comment down below your own hot takes for me to react to, put it down in the comments. Or if you want to comment reacting to what I said already, give me your takes. Also, if you like this video and you want me to do it with other clubs, Barcelona or the Premier League teams, just put it down in the comments and I might do it. But guys, thank you so much for all the love that you guys have been giving me. I'm trying to be consistent. You guys have been showing a lot of love in the videos, the liking, the replying to the comment, the subscribing, and I appreciate every single one of you. And hey, 20,000, it's looking very, very, very close. So we might actually achieve it by the end of this video or even before this video. And I'm very, very grateful of that. But guys, I'll see you next time. Peace!